Good morning, everyone. We have our Prime Minister in the conference in the vicinity. We also have colleague members of Parliament and ministers. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, and members from the media. A very good morning to you all. This is my first speech in this conference, so I'm really looking forward to it and also a little bit nervous. But anyway, firstly, thank you to Anthony Samarai and the team here at the PNG Co for this wonderful conference, and gives us the opportunity for government and the private sector to interact. It is an honor to address you today at this critical juncture for Papua New Guinea as we come to the end of this conference. And as I talk about the energy transition within the petroleum and energy sectors. This moment presents us with a challenge as well as an extraordinary opportunity to redefine our petroleum and energy landscape for the benefit of our economy, our environment, and of course our people. The global energy market is experiencing significant growth and transformation with a focus on sustainable and renewable sources. Worldwide electricity generation is projected to further increase in 2025 and beyond, with an expected annual growth rate of about 2 to 3% through to 2029. The market encompasses nuclear, fossil fuels, and renewable energy sectors, with sustainability becoming increasingly important everywhere. Countries around the world are taking bold steps to transition away from fossil fuel, reform their petroleum industries, improve the environment social governance framework and its obligations. The World Energy Transitions Outlook 2023 highlights the need for greater policy attention in the green tech and envirotech fields, particularly focusing on electrification and bioenergy. We have witnessed the impacts of climate change, the impact of the global pandemic, the ongoing global conflicts, hence the need for action has never been more urgent. As a nation rich in natural resources, Papua New Guinea has a vital role to play in this global transition. And our decisions today will echo for generations. The petroleum and energy sectors in Papua New Guinea has been the backbone of our economy, providing thousands and thousands of jobs and driving development in our country. However, we recognize that the world is changing. To secure our economic future and ensure energy security, we must embrace a diversified energy portfolio that includes renewables and innovative technologies. The global renewable energy market is expected to surpass $2 trillion by 2030. Renewable energy funding has seen significant growth in recent years. Investments in clean energy reached $619 billion in 2023, doubling since 2018. China and the US are leading investments, with solar and wind energy attracting the most funding. The renewable energy market is projected to reach $2.15 trillion by 2025, driven by technological advances and increasing cost effectiveness, energy security, and environmental benefits. As a country, we must harness our vast renewable energy potential. Our country is blessed with abundant solar, hydro, wind, and geothermal resources. By investing in these areas, we can create a balanced energy mix that meets our growing needs whilst reducing our carbon footprint. On this note, we, as Minister, we are revisiting a number of projects, such as the Purari Hydro Project and the Karimui Hydro Projects again. We are also looking at other innovative solutions like wind energy as well. We must embrace cutting-edge technologies essential to our operations across the petroleum and energy sector. We must invest in research and development, particularly in areas such as carbon capture and storage and hydrogen production. These innovations will enable us to transform our operations to be more sustainable and efficient. We must listen to the voices of our communities in guiding our transition. We must engage with local stakeholders, ensuring that their perspectives and needs are integral to our petroleum and energy strategies. This approach will foster trust and ensure that the benefits of our energy resources are shared equitably. As a government, we have a challenge in front of us to create an environment where we are able to attract investment and promote responsible practices and supportive policies. We must also work diligently to establish regulatory frameworks that facilitate renewable energy development while holding our investors in the petroleum sector accountable for environmental stewardship. Both the petroleum and energy ministries, in their respective obligation to this cause, have strived to initiate improvements where it is much needed. In some areas, progress has been achieved. In some areas, it has been challenging. The Energy Ministry, which I lead, on one hand, has made strides in establishing a regulatory regime that will also facilitate support towards the transition in projects across the petroleum sector, including usage of renewable energy sources for electricity, whilst reducing operational carbon footprints. This includes developing technical regulations and regulations that will improve the operational environment for the private sector and the smaller power systems investors in the off-grid areas, whilst progressing the first set of subsector renewable energy policies. We will continue our efforts to introduce improvements in the policy and legal environment to attract new investors, encourage and incentivize current investors, and facilitate operational compliance at a project level. In this regard, under my ministry, we have issued a number of licenses to Namatana district already, Kikore district already, Rai Coast district, and also other private developers who have entered this space. These issuances of these licenses now marks a step forward in the right direction with regards to power liberation. I am also happy to announce that under my ministry, we have taken steps towards policy and regulatory improvements. The National Energy Authority concluded its regional consultations on the first 5 subsector renewable energy policies on hydro, solar, geothermal, bioenergy, and women in energy. The National Energy Authority has put through first 9 regulations under the National Energy Authority Act, which has been approved by NEC. This includes the off-grid smaller power systems. By accelerating the development of these policies and regulations, we are keen to ensure that the electricity market is deregulated to a point where competition and energy access fully serves our aspirations as a country for economic development. As stewards of our land and resources, we have a moral obligation to protect our environment. Hence, there will be a focus on promoting transition into renewables. The effect of climate change threatens not only our ecosystems, but also the very fabric of our society. By committing to a sustainable energy transition through the use of renewable resources, we can mitigate these impacts and preserve our rich biodiversity for future generations. As we navigate this transition, collaboration will be key. We must engage with our international partners, the industry leaders, local communities to foster innovation and share best practices. In conclusion, the energy transition in the petroleum and energy sector is not merely an option, it is a necessity. It is our responsibility to seize this moment and lead Papua New Guinea towards a sustainable and prosperous future. By embracing innovation, engaging with our communities, committing to environmental stewardship, we can transform our energy landscape for the better. Lastly, I would also like to thank and acknowledge the presence of our ISA program head for the smaller island development states and the 3 winners from the Oceania Asia-Pacific region, including 2 from PNG for the Solar X Startup Challenge, which was launched in COP28 in Dubai. I take this opportunity to congratulate Mrs. Jen Ramamurthy of Solar Paygo Limited PNG, Mr. Larry Rex from Alternate Clean Energy Solutions, and Mr. Jeff Andrews from Capricorn Powers Australia for being part of this important forum. Together, we can share a vision for a cleaner, greener, and more thriving and resilient PNG. Thank you.